All right. I guess we're rolling now. So, hola guys, que paso? How's everyone doing? This is Hala Pablo. I want to talk about a meme coin that I've been looking at. I've shared with my group. I believe this bull run that's coming, that we're going to see next year at some point, I think the meme coins are really going to have their day in the sun, so to speak, and are really going to possibly outperform so many other cryptos and other finance coins and game tokens and whatnot. I think the memes are really gonna blaze away. When I say meme, I mean like primarily the dog memes, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, Floki or Flocky, however you say it, and Pepe, and also Bonk. And today I want to talk about Bonk because Bonk is a coin that I'm looking at. Bonk is Solana's meme, basically. It's like the Dogecoin for Solana. So Solana is a force to be reckoned with, and I think anything tied, especially to the Solana ecosystem, is going to flourish as well. I personally use the Solana ecosystem, and I've find it very fast. The gas is so cheap, and it's just I think it's a great utility uh, token. It has a really good ecosystem, and the dexes on that ecosystem are very fluid and easy to use. At least that's been my experience with Phantom and things like that. So anyway, I was going through the meme tokens earlier, and I came across Bonk, and I saw the trading pattern it was in, and just having the experience that I have in pattern recognition, it stood out right away. It has stood out for quite some time, and I wanted to share it with you on YouTube. I've already shared Bonk with my group weeks ago. But I just kind of wanted to give you a taste of some of the things that I see and what I put in my Discord group, what I share for potential swing trades. And so this is one of them. Now, it's got several things going for it, apart from being linked to Solana, which has been just performing like a son of a gun. Bonk has let's look at here. What did I want to? It's got a very impressive. It's got $1.5 billion market cap, and yeah, it's got a high. It's got a high total supply, a max supply. It was, what is that, 92? I guess that's trillion. That's still considerably less than Shiba Inu. Although I don't know what Shiba Inu, what the max supply, what the supply is now that they've had all these burns, and I think they're going to be a lot more supply burns in the future. But as it stands, I think 92 trillion comparatively is doable. But even more than that, this trading pattern here, this is consolidation, guys. This thing is going to explode. All right, it's just a matter of time. Now I have the top on a 3-day and the bottom micro on a 30-minute with the Elliott wave count to where we currently are in Bonk. This area here being this area here, as we sit right under the macro trend resistance line. And as you see on the micro, on the 30-minute, that the Elliott wave, this last Elliott wave has already played out. In fact, the 5 wave, the top of this impulse wave, the 5 wave is right up, has hit the macro trend resistance, but then you see the A, B, and C correction has played out atop the micro trend resistance, if you will. So remember, this is a blow up of this, and so usually when you have these big corrections, like we see here, this correction that took us all the way down, you see the A, the B, and the C, which took us back down to the macro trend support line, and then here was another big A, B, C that took us down. This one seems to be kind of lingering right at the atop the macro trend resistance. So I find that interesting, especially with everything that's going on with the price action, with the bullish sentiment because of Trump's win. Remove drawing. We'll go ahead and remove this drawing. I see that as very enterprising, as a potential. This thing has potentiality to break this this macro trend resistance line on top, or at least flip it to support, and then from there break out of this symmetrical structure, if you will, and reclaim some of these old support lines, like this one here. Here, let me see if I can get like this one here. If this head and shoulders plays out, it could go up and mitigate this line here, kind of like it did on this first one here. See how this head and shoulders here came up, mitigated this line here, this buying climax. This is what they do. See, this is a inverted head and shoulders here, and the same thing is here. This whole structure, this accumulation range is basically this, just smaller. So the patterns just repeat themselves over time. You know this if you study price action, the Wyckoff schematics, and also the configurations that the Elliott waves make. You recognize this as inverted head and shoulders. But what this has going for it is each structure is diminishing in scope. Again, we'll draw the macro support and resistance lines. See, this one is a lot smaller. See, you see it forming right here. And that simply means that supply is being absorbed. We talked about this in my video I did earlier today with Bitcoin. And it's cool because you can, when you see these forms beginning to repeat, especially in a consolidative pattern like the symmetrical triangle, where you know supply is being absorbed. And not only that, you're getting we're getting volume confirmation as well. See, like here, another thing that clues me in is right here, this larger than average supply spike. It didn't take it all the way back down like it did here and here, even though the supply was much lower in volume. Here we have a larger volume of supply, and this did not bring it all the way down to the macro trend support line. So that means that there's value. Value is being created in this because more and more supply is becoming scarce. So it's like supply and demand. The less supply you have, the greater the demand, right? So that's what we see happening here. And that's kind of what's cluing me in that this thing could be ready to pop pretty soon. Now, how high could it go? Well, that's a good question. We can kind of get like a short-term idea about it if we measure. Here again, I'm going to do the macro trend support and resistance lines. If we measure the first, the Fibonacci's from the first inverted head and shoulders. So we'll do the fib extension, and I'm going to take it from this low up to this shoulder here and bring it back down. And we see that the 1618, now that's the golden fib extension line. The 1618 is like roughly was 3377. That almost topped it out here at this first this first buying climax atop this macro trend resistance line, and it mitigated this BCLX here. So and we did this off the inverted head to the second shoulder, and so we could kind of do the same thing now. Here, let's get rid of this. We'll do this for the second smaller head and shoulder that's forming at this apex to get an idea. Now remember, it could go a lot higher than this because if it breaks this pattern, it could really just mark up and go intergalactic. but it probably won't for long if Bitcoin retraces at the end of this FOMO pump that it's in, which I believe Bitcoin's in a final 5 wave that could see it go up to perhaps $90,000, but then eventually it's gonna retrace, perhaps back down into the 50s, and I think Bonk and then would probably feel that as well. But for now, we could do short-term projections off what this will do, and we'll do the same thing. We'll go off the inverted head to the second shoulder, and then we'll look at the 1618, and that'll take it to 2587. Remember, this is just now if it marks up from here, which it probably won't. It may go back down to retest the macro trend support line, but if it just shoots up from here, that's 18.28%. And yeah, if you notice, this line is the same level as the first shoulder. So it's like the 1618. So this would be like if I were going to swing Bonk, if I were just going to, say it goes back down again. Hopefully it does. It doesn't break out from here. It may go back down, retest the macro trend support line. It may even go down for a spring. For people that are anticipating a breakout and they bought up here, it'll go down here to liquidate all the shorts. I mean, not the shorts, but the stop losses, and then pump it. And if it pumps from here, then of course we're looking at probably 50%, at least until where you would want to take profit or sell completely. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at, and we already talked about this here, and we see the head and shoulders also playing out on the micro, in the micro as well. And so what we can do here is do like an inversion. We can get the we can kind of get an idea with the Fibonacci extensions on the micro as well, and it should give us roughly the same targets as on the macro as it did on the macro. It won't be exact, but it'll give us. So we'll just go off the automatic rally, and then we'll go off the 5 here and bring it back down. So that the 5 would be the 1 fib. And so if we measure it from where we currently stand to here, yeah, it's like 13%. So this is 2474 here. So somewhere around that area, and that would, if you notice, that mitigates the 1618, kind of mitigates this liquidity void here, the tops of this. So that's realistically what could happen if we break out and we go back up to this sell block here. I don't know if we'll actually go through the sell block. It just depends what Bitcoin's doing at the time. But if Bitcoin is blowing and going, then yeah, we could go up here. We can go through this and get into the twos and the 272 and the 2618. It just those are one of the things that nobody knows about. Nobody really can predict that. We'll have to see at the time what the sentiment is with Bitcoin and the movers and shakers that set these prices and these order blocks, install these order blocks and see where it takes us. But for short-term gains, that's something that we could look at. But Bonk may be something that I'm gonna buy and just hold on to, just because it's affiliated with Solana, and I do like Solana, and I think it may be something good to hold long term. So kind of like Shiba Inu. I'm a big Shiba Inu guy. I've got a bunch of Shiba Inu. So I like the memes. Yeah, the memes are silly, I know. But like I was sharing with my group, there's money in them, and I follow the money. And I think that there's money in Doge, there's money in Shiba Inu, Floki, and Bonk as well. I think Bonk's something that deserves attention. And so that's why I'm looking at it. Just wanted to share it with you. It's not financial advice. If you got anything out of this video, consider subscribing. Certainly like it if this has helped you out any, and leave a comment. I would love to talk. Let me know where you're from, and I'd love to hear from you. So, all right, guys, I don't edit these, so I'm gonna quit now while I'm ahead, and so this video doesn't go on too long. We'll talk to you guys later. It's again no financial advice. But let me know what you think in the comments. Adios. Be safe. Bye-bye.